If I lost everything on Upwork tomorrow, no profile history, no job success score, no top-rated badge, no reviews, and I had to start over again in 2026 from zero, I would not panic, because after 15 plus years on the platform, after earning over $1 million, and after completing more than 1,400 contracts and personally reviewing over 4,200 real Upwork proposals, I know something most freelancers never figure out. Starting from zero is not the risk. Starting without clarity is. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would do first, not what sounds good on YouTube and not what influencers repeat, but what the data actually proves. And some of this might surprise you. Step number 1, I would not fix my profile first. This is where most freelancers get it backwards. They obsess over profile photos, banner images, keyword stuffing, certifications, 3-page descriptions. They tweak their headline 17 times before sending a single proposal. If I started again in 2026, I would not spend weeks polishing my profile, because profile optimization is leverage, and leverage only matters once you are already in motion. From my analysis of over 4,200 proposals, do you know what determines success more than profile perfection? Category selection. Not writing, not credentials, not badges, category. And that's the first thing I do differently than most freelancers. Step number 2, I would choose my category like an investor. When I analyzed my 1,400 contracts across over 15 years, 3 categories built the foundation of my career. Video, all video-related work combined with over 860 jobs and over $1,116,000 earned. Website development, over 330 jobs, over $56,000 earned. E-learning instructional design, over 80 jobs, over $13,000 earned. But here's what's more important than the revenue totals. Intent. Video work, especially explainer video, training and modules, whiteboard animation, consistently attracted clients who had a budget, who knew what they wanted and needed delivery fast. They came back for repeated work. Website projects were fewer, but higher ticket. Clear scope, defined outcomes, strong retainer potential. E-learning, smaller volume, but extremely high trust, and once you're in, you're in. What I learned from reviewing more than 4,200 proposals is this: high intent categories create stability. Low intent categories create anxiety. If I were starting over today, I wouldn't choose a service based on what I like. I would choose based on a buyer psychology. Step 3, I would avoid the crowded illusion. There are categories on Upwork that look busy. Hundreds of proposals, constant job postings, endless scrolling. But busy does not mean profitable. In my proposal analysis, low intent categories had higher proposal counts, lower interview rates, more price shopping, slower decisions, one-off clients. High intent categories had fewer bids per job, clear deliverables, faster responses, repeat clients, bundle services. That difference is everything. If I were starting over today, I would spend 7 full days studying job feeds before sending anything. Not applying, studying. I would look at average budget ranges, clarity of job description, how many proposals were submitted, whether the client hiring history, whether the projects were repeatable. Most freelancers rush. I would analyze, because category choice determines trajectory. Step number 4, I would build a proof loop fast. If I'm new on 2026, I don't have reviews, so what would I do? I would design small, controlled wins. Instead of trying to land $5,000 projects immediately, I would target defined scope, clear outcomes, fast delivery. For example, a 60-second training video, a landing page redesign, a 5-slide course module. Why? Because my data showed momentum compounds. When I analyze contracts stacking over time, revenue stability did not come from one big job. It came from repeated client, adjacent service, expansion, upsell layering. Video clients often needed website updates. Website clients often needed training modules. Training clients needed ongoing revisions. That stacking is strategic. So if I restarted, my first 5 contracts would be deliberately small but strategic. I would not chase prestige. I would chase positioning. Step number 5, I would bid less, not more. This would shock most people. After analyzing over 4,200 real proposals, success did not increase linearly with volume. Sending 20 proposals a day doesn't make you strategic. It makes you tired. What actually works was bidding in high-intent categories with precision. If I restarted in 2026, I would send 3 to 5 high-targeted proposals per day, only in selected categories, only to clients with hiring history, only jobs that defined scope. And here's what I would avoid completely: vague, need help ASAP post, long-term partnership with no budget clarity, project with 50 plus proposals in 2 hours, clients who'd never hired before. Desperation bidding kills data clarity. Precision builds conversion. Step number 6, I would control my emotional response. In 2026, the platform feels noisier. More freelancers, more AI tools, more automation, more fear. But here's what hasn't changed. Businesses still need execution. When I reviewed over 4,200 proposals, most were generic, long, self-focused, portfolio dumping, desperate. Very few addressed the client's real risk. If I restarted today, my proposal would be short and calm. They would answer 3 things. Do you understand my problem? Can you solve it? Will you be easy to work with? That's it. Clarity wins. Step 7, I would position for expansion. Most freelancers think job by job, but my $1 million career didn't come from isolated gigs. It came from expansion. Video, website e-learning, ongoing support. If I restarted in 2026, I would still niche, but I would niche adjacency in mind. For example, I create training videos for course creators that naturally expands into LMS build, website redesign, sales page optimization, ongoing update. High intent categories allow expansion. Low intent categories trap you in one-off survival mode. Step 8, I would ignore the noise about saturation. Every year someone says it's oversaturated, but here's what the data shows. Out of more than 4,200 proposals reviewed, most freelancers are competing poorly. They are not competing strategically. Competition only hurts when everyone is equally competent. That's not what I saw. What I saw was emotional bidding, rushed writing, copy-paste templates, zero client psychology. The platform isn't saturated with strategic freelancers. It's saturated with anxious ones. And that's the opportunity. Step number 9, I would track everything. Restarted in 2026, I would track category, budget, proposal sent, interview received, job won, client type, and repeated potential. Because without tracking, you are guessing. My insight did not come from feelings. They came from 1,400 contracts analyzed, 4,200 proposals reviewed. Data removes drama, and drama is what makes most freelancers quit too early. Step number 10, I would think long-term immediately. Most freelancers start Upwork trying to survive. If I restarted in 2026, I would start with the intention of building infrastructure. That means high intent categories, repeated services, expansion pathways, clear positioning, measured bidding, not random income. Designed income. Because after 15 plus years, here's what I know. Upwork is not a lottery, it's a marketplace. And marketplaces reward clarity. The first thing I really would do, if I had to boil it down to one single action before writing a profile, before sending 50 proposals, and before redesigning anything, I would study high intent categories for 1 week. Silently, like an investor. Because the freelancer who struggles in 2026 are not bad at writing. They are bidding in the wrong rooms. And the freelancers who thrive, they chose the arena carefully. I built $1 million freelance career not by being the loudest, but by positioning correctly. If I started Upwork again in 2026, I wouldn't start with effort, I would start with strategy. And that changes everything. Until next time, be freelantastic.